Balcone's first ever year-round bourbon was an inspiration. It all had to work together. A blend of carefully selected ingredients, Texas-sized pot stills, and creative people determined to find the absolute best way to usher a new whiskey along. When you discover how it pairs with a meaningful moment, suddenly the feeling of drinking great whiskey becomes a whole lot more.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Whiskey Neat, spirited conversations with interesting people. I am your host, Kristopher Hart, and this week, my boy B. Schaub returns. We got to take a trip with good old producer Jack, director Jack, and head to LA, the center of hell in the U.S., and do a bunch of interviews this past week, which was fantastic. We had an incredible time. We had a great group of support. Todd Grube joined me behind the camera to help Jack and me. My brother-in-law, Sean. Shout out to those two guys. And, of course, shout out to Jack. This week was insane. We sat down with William H. Macy, with Adam Devine and Blake Anderson, and, of course, Cameron Monahan. So I just, man, what a week. So to get started off, this week's episode, I sit down with Brendan Schaub, his co-host Shapel Lacey, and his producer Chin in Los Angeles to talk whiskey, to talk drinks. And before we get in too deep, let me be clear about something. Shapel is dry. He doesn't drink. And he already mentioned it on this week's episode of TFATKz. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for the shout out on TFATKz. I want to be clear. The discussion around drinking or getting back into drinking is a tricky one. It's a slippery slope. And I don't want this week to be perceived as me encouraging an ex-alcoholic. But we do talk through it and talk about how great it is. And of course, they knew that coming into the show. So shout out to Shapel Lacey. Go to TFATKz.com to check out their tour dates. I know they're going to be in West Palm Beach at the end of the month. And of course, San Marcos. They've got a lot of things going on. So without further ado, please welcome Brendan Schaub, Shapel Lacey, and Chin Su-Yi. Are you a whiskey?
Yeah. I'm definitely a whiskey guy now, especially since with Brendan and his brother Jay.
Yeah.
He got me into actually sipping Japanese whiskey. So then I started getting into Irish whiskey. I'm drinking Jameson basically every single day now. Sure. Which is just, an old classic, but. Yeah.
I've actually got there's a new Irish whiskey. We can actually start with this. So Waterford, there's this beautiful Scotch distillery on a small island off the coast of Scotland called Bruichladdich. Peated whiskey, if you're not into that, it may not be your thing. But the guy that brought that distillery back started an Irish whiskey distillery that's all single farm, single origin, like non-GMO, that's the thing. So 100 proof Irish whiskey would be a good start. And this is called Waterford, and this is actually fantastic. You want to hand me your glass?
Sure. Better or worse than Proper 12?
Proper 12 is proper garbage, and I mean that.
What's Proper 12?
I love Connor, but
it's Conor McGregor. Me, I also love him, but if you're like a real whiskey dude,
that's not the whiskey.
No.
Yeah. So, and I don't know that it's public official knowledge, but the distillery that makes Proper 12 is Bushmills, and Bushmills is great, but they're not going to sell their good stuff to another brand. You know what I mean?
But then also the other thing you got to understand too, which is also brilliant with Connor, is like. But that's not for guys like us, who drink all the time. That's like, it's like
for people that
it's the daily stuff.
It's like Seagram 7. It's just like it's like the
well
would be a good word.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I feel.
It's the bottom shelf.
Cheers, boys.
With respect.
Cheers,
guys.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheer that titty.
Cheering on this titty. Get off
Cheer that tit.
Get off of that.
Get off my titty.
Very nice meeting both of you guys. I'm super excited to meet Shapel and Chin. I've been a huge fan. I saw that music you played. I just commented on it. It was ridiculously good.
Thank you. I just
Did you post a new video?
Yeah.
Of what?
Just a cover of Jelly
Roll, right?
Just a quick one.
Oh, dope.
To promote the album.
Because the King This Thing album officially dropped this morning.
Yeah.
iTunes, Spotify, all streaming services. And it's so fucking good, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
so good.
I'm proud of a lot of things, but this just really gets me,
It just
man.
launched.
I see the way you're rubbing that leg.
I know, right? Calm down, buddy.
I'm so pumped about it.
It's so good.
It's so good because my thing, like,
Pants are too tight for that.
because Little Brows, man, Austin, he's so goddamn talented. So we were Mike Stud, Jelly Roll, fucking Paul Wall. We got a bunch of features on it, and you'll see like obviously those guys have made it, and they make a living doing music. But you'll see that Little Brows is just as fucking talented as those.
Yeah, he
names.
holds well.
He's so talented. I told him, I said, my goal for you is get out of your 9 to 5 and be a full-time musician. Man. He's so
artist,
talented. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of that dude, man. Because the story how he got started is he went to Chick-fil-A and they were closed. And then we were doing just fucking around doing a white rapper contest in King of the Sting. So he's like, fuck it, I'll send it in, and just goes on a freestyle. And we're like, oh, this is dope. So he won the contest over months and months and months. He won the contest and then just became part of the crew. Mm-hmm. And then we all had the idea. We're like, dude, we should do a Cats album. And then here we are.
Literally, no one could beat him.
Not even close.
He was like, so far ahead of everyone. Like,
it was insane. And it was like, and we kept throwing it out there for people to try to annihilate him, but no one could do it.
Close.
No one could beat it.
No one. So proud of that dude.
And well, I listened to Shapel's song, and that was the one that I fully paid attention. I mean, now obviously you guys have talked about him before, but the music is legitimate.
Yeah,
It's
so that's
nice.
the thing about it. Like it could have been bad. It could have been something raggedy, but it's actually a great product.
Yeah, I wouldn't get behind it if if it was if it was real jokey stuff like that.
Yeah.
If that Thick Boy anthem with Jelly Roll and Mike Stud, we're gonna do
Jelly Roll, man.
We're gonna do a music video in February for it. COVID fucked that up, but it's so fucking good, and I genuinely think we're gonna make Billboard Top 100.
Oh,
wouldn't that be just
that'd be dope.
That'd be insane.
That's what I expect, though.
It would be absurd.
Yeah,
That's how
just
proud you
good.
are, right? That's how much you believe in it.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's so good. Yeah, I'm so proud of that dude.
I wanted to, speaking of Chick-fil-A, I wanted to talk to you guys into your diets. Let's talk about
How
this.
long will you pretend you and I are still on
I know, right? Listen.
No, I told my girl last night.
Listen, I've cut myself off.
I'm an enabler. I'll give you that. But I told my girl last night,
Especially
for reals,
on the road.
I'm starting keto. I'm starting keto today.
Oh, okay.
Today's my
Again.
first day of keto. Yeah.
Again, yeah.
The keto kid is back.
You know what I think messed us up with the diet is we teamed up, and he and we literally eat the exact.
We like the same shit.
We like the same shit.
Teaming up's the worst because if he breaks, then you're like, yeah, I'll break.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, the homie's breaking. Like, we're
But
good.
we'll sit down on the road and I'll just be like, damn, dog, look at that biscuits and gravy. He'll be like, that's what I was looking at. I'm like, you gonna get it? And then I'll be like, I'll get this, you get that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, you come through Houston and Truth Barbecue wants to throw 10 pounds of barbecue at you.
I mean, I'll quit the diet for that.
But my thing is too, when
Just-
we're on the
just that.
road, I'm like, I don't have a competition coming up. I'm gonna live a little bit.
But you know what? We don't eat
I eat clean
that
at
much.
home.
We don't eat that much throughout the day when we're on the road.
No,
if
we
you really think about
once
it.
a day usually.
Yeah, once or twice a day is usually when we eat on the road.
Well, let me throw an idea to you that I found last week. So
Let's hear it because we need it.
right at the beginning of COVID, Todd and I were on a weight loss challenge, and I think I hit 27 pounds in 2 months.
Oh shit!
Daddy.
That's
I sit
legit.
at 240. I'm a very dense, like you. You're very dense.
Yeah.
And the trick, this is a trick for quick, horrible weight loss suggestion. You
Winstrol?
Go to Chick-fil-A and you get their kale crunch side salad, the large one.
Yeah.
Order 3 of them and just eat. And kale is so thick and hearty, it sits with you for
Fills you
hours.
up?
It fills you up for the whole day.
You don't feel like disgusted.
Why would
don't
you?
feel
Why would you do
disgusted.
that at Chick-fil-A though? Why don't you just make your own kale sandwich?
Because
I want to be tempted with that delicious
See,
chicken
this is what
sandwich
happens
and the smell. I'm like kale.
He's trying to give you guys advice
on top of that kale sandwich.
I help you guys out.
Yeah.
so
Meanwhile, his
didn't
result is
criticize
right
him.
here.
so I lost 7 pounds in 2 days. And I was drinking water and I
Ate it every day.
all I did was eat 3 of those 2 days in a row. And I woke up the third day and because I weigh myself every morning, every night, 7 pounds.
Look, I don't know if
And
you
do
know.
you drink at night too?
Oh, every night.
Every
night.
Did you know Chin used
Every
to be what 300?
Brendan always says 300, but
I did
Oh,
know
it's not
that. I
300?
did know that, but I don't see it. I don't
You were
see it.
289 or some shit?
285 at my
300.
But I was shorter too back then too.
Oh, yeah. What are you now? You're 6'4", huh?
6'3", 6'2". I think I'm 6'2", but everyone says I'm 6'3".
I feel like you're taller.
6'7".
Okay.
You're 6'7".
You're at least 6'3".
You're the biggest Korean in the world.
Yeah.
At least one of the taller ones. But yeah, so your question was
Wait, you were 289?
285.
But how did you lose yours?
It's just when I was in high school, I don't know if you guys remember Slim Fast.
Yeah.
So I remember
And Atkins and the pre-keto.
Yeah, that was
Kirstie
keto
Alley
and
or
all that
whatever?
stuff.
Kirstie
I used to try that. That nothing worked. The only thing that worked was literally just eating less, and then your body adjusts. You're not as hungry. You're not craving the bad foods, and just stay away from carbs when you.
I just don't digest. I guess like thick kale salad as fast. Like it stays with me all
So
day.
it fills you up. That's
I stayed
good.
full, and it was delicious and savory, and
You're not a
throw some
tired
almonds
full,
on
though.
it. No, not like miserably full. Not
Yeah.
like when you eat too much barbecue, where you
Yeah.
just feel heavy.
Yeah, I love that
But
feeling.
I filled up. I didn't eat till like noon. I had 3 of
That's a
those,
good one,
and then
too.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this again tomorrow. And I just the day 3 woke up 7 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah,
So,
I need
so
to
wait,
do something.
you were like fasting?
No. I did. I mean, I normally
Like in the
don't-
morning?
I don't eat right away. Right. I normally wait
Got it.
10 noon somewhere.
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
But I know that when you have more on your bones, it's easier to lose a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but it's only calorie deficit wise. It was like 500 calories for those 3 salads.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that's all I had for 2 days, and that
That's
was all
huge,
it took.
man.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
And there's a lot of,
See,
there's a lot
you
of
were talking all
fibers.
that shit about it. He's like, why? I'm tempted to get the chicken salad.
I need to try it.
But yeah.
Because one of the reasons I do nicotine patches is it helps you with hunger. Like you don't get hungry on nicotine and
Oh,
caffeine.
does it really?
That's why I drink so much,
Smokers don't get
coffee, so much nicotine.
Get on these.
Yeah, don't relapse on that, dog. Yeah.
Ooh, this smells good though.
Oh, they're delicious.
You don't do. I know you don't do booze. You don't do any tobacco or anything. Like you.
No
Meth,
tobacco.
anything?
You cold turkey
No.
on all the stuff.
No, I do weed like I'll smoke a joint like every once in a blue moon. I
Did you
don't
get my
do too
gummies
often.
I sent you guys when you were in
Yes.
Dallas?
And our boy Justin, who's on the road with us, Justin
Oh,
Elliott,
yeah.
he ate all of them.
Justin,
I will
the one
not
that-
do it.
The one that is always in trouble.
Yeah.
Alex
Oh, yeah.
says.
The chubby chaser.
Yeah.
His DMs are great because since we outed him as a chubby chaser, dude.
Oh, yeah,
gets
he's-
the thickest girls you've ever seen in his DMs.
And he's always saying thank you to us.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't talk about that with Potter. Do you guys know what Segura did for Potter?
No.
Not exactly.
I watched the whole episode and was like, please bring this up. Josh Potter basically he put it out there in private, and then Tom brought it up on the podcast, basically saying he can't finish with a woman. Like he can't, when do the deed, and when it's done, he'll finish himself off.
What a nightmare.
And,
what a psychopath.
Dr. Drew's been trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, Tom put out there a campaign if anyone wants to help him solve this problem. And when they would go on tour, Josh was crushed. All these women flooded his inbox and was like, and so they would come in to do updates like, hey, how did it go in
Anything close?
Detroit?
Yeah.
One girl finally made it happen.
Wow, what a soldier.
But it was a unique circumstance. So he's like, it technically happened, but maybe we should try to confirm the theory before we give up on this.
Did they show the girl?
No. But basically, a lot of women.
Detroit Warlock. Just,
A lot of
I know, right?
fucking Detroit Lion linebacker. Just fucking.
there was a whole campaign of women submitting their videos of suggestions.
Wow.
And one girl brought in a friend, and she's like, if you choose us, I'll bring my friend with me. And Tom flew them out to meet him at one of his shows in Canada so that they can test
That's a
their.
fine line.
I know,
Especially in
it's
this
so scary.
culture. That's a
It's-
fine line.
But he was.
I don't want to be part of that.
Josh was like, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Like,
good
thank
for
you
him,
so
man.
much.
Well, it's
Yeah.
well documented.
Josh is a good dude.
Oh, he couldn't
Nice
be a
guy.
nicer guy, man.
Yeah.
He's
He
great.
couldn't be a nicer guy. All right, so what do you think of the Irish?
I loved it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Can I
think,
at least smell it?
Yeah, of course.
Get that
Don't
glass
smell
out
it,
of
dog. I'm telling you.
He just
Smell
fucking.
Smells
smells
good.
good.
That's nice.
So okay, I'm gonna pour the next one. I want to talk to Shapel about this. So I know you basically gave up alcohol because
Yeah.
you
Quitter.
because you were going deep on it, right? So,
Yeah. And I was just like, the thing is like, I wasn't, I mean, and it's so funny because everyone like thinks you have to be crazy with alcohol. But I was just like, for me, it just made me really sad. You know what I mean?
You were trying to fill a void?
Yeah, I was trying to fill a void.
Yeah, with alcohol.
With alcohol. You know what I mean? And it's not like I was fucking smashing a bottle and then like getting behind the wheel like, fuck yeah. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't that.
Yeah, you
I was
weren't
just
having fun.
Yeah, I was just trying to fill a void.
But so your career. Okay, let's talk about this. real quick. So
Yeah.
There is a
Give me
insane
that. I'm
law.
just kidding.
There's this insanely awesome law firm out here in California called the Simon Law Group.
Smells good.
These guys did a single. Remember how I told you I'd set you up with a single barrel pick?
Yeah.
Because you said Rogan started you, right? Rogan basically taught you do a shot of Jack Daniels before your show, and that's what started you.
Correct.
This is a single barrel of Jack Daniels, but not the barrel proof. I know the barrel proof is too hot for you. This is 90 proof. And this law firm, I set them up. They got to do a barrel selection of Jack Daniels, and that's their thing.
I had something similar
That's a
to
little
this.
smoother
I had something
probably,
similar to this
Much
in
lighter.
Nashville. Jelly dropped this off. I sent you a picture, I think.
Yeah, but that was the cast strength.
Yes.
one. That was too hot. So this
It was still good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
This-
was faded.
This is the 90 proof version, or 47%. So this is just normal lower level Jack Daniels is not that great.
No.
But single barrel and barrel proof is very well respected in the whiskey world. They're both fantastic.
That's the thing. Any city we do, I get all their local whiskey now. You see, I always post pictures of the local whiskey. Like when I was in Montana,
you were in Montana, you
I
sent me
had
pictures.
9 different whiskeys. It was fantastic.
And you put a dent in them too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what were we talking about? Oh, all right. So
Relapsing.
yeah. So yeah.
You want me to?
No.
You want me to do it?
I will say this. It does
You want
make
me to do it?
Are we recording? Yeah. Okay. Sweet. I had a couple doctors on from the Baylor College of Medicine to discuss what is an alcoholic, and I think there's a lot of misunderstandings around what really is an alcoholic. And I told you this: drinking every day is not even a sign of alcoholism. It's not good for you.
Sure.
Just like eating fast food every day is not good for you.
Sure.
But there's 10 or 12 signs, I always forget, of red flags. If you have 3 to 5 of these red flags, you are technically an alcoholic.
All right, lay it on me. Come on.
All right, so
I quit. I didn't go to no meetings like that. What's up, homie?
So if you want to slow down, like, oh, I've been drinking every day, I should take a couple days break, and you can't, or it's difficult, that's a red flag.
Okay.
If you say, all right, I'm gonna go out for one drink, and you end up drinking longer and more, those are 2 separate flags.
All right, keep
so you're
going.
like, all right, I'm gonna be home by 9. I love you, wife. I'll be home by 9. I'm just gonna have one beer, and you're out till 3 a.m. Those are concerns.
problem, yeah.
So and then binge drinking is like more than 4 drinks in a sitting, like in an evening. So there's some concerns, and honestly, and all of those are reset every year. So if you a year from now, and you've been off it for a while,
Yeah, like 7.
yeah, if you can handle a drink, and here's the thing, those watching, don't inbox me or give me a hard time. I'm not trying to make you relapse.
Yeah, exactly. This ain't about you. This is about me right now.
I'm not trying to make you relapse, but
No, you good.
there's a lot of beauty in spirits that I think is a lot of fun. And
I think so 100%. But like the thing, yeah, that was the thing too. Like I would like, it was the that part where we like,
Too much.
I'm gonna have one drink.
You couldn't cut it off.
Bro, I could not cut off.
Don't you think now you're in a better place?
Yeah,
though,
you're
where you could
different now,
kind
though.
of.
Your mindset's
That's why.
Because I don't get crazy.
But that's why I'm in a better place though.
Yeah.
You don't touch it at all.
Because I don't touch it.
Your career's different. You also got
Yeah.
a beautiful. You're not engaged yet, right?
No.
No. But
Look at you. What are you trying to do?
Get married,
Yeah,
drink
chill,
alcohol.
man.
sorry, my bad.
She was talking about having that talk this morning. She was like, "Yeah, let's talk about some future stuff."
Might as well, though.
love
I
is
know, might
tight,
as
man.
well.
Come on, who we can there?
I know. How long we got?
How long you pretend that you're like holding out?
I know, like I'm in my early 20s. Nah,
Yeah,
I'm too
come on,
young.
Love is tight. Love is
Love is
tight.
tight. Love is tight.
Love is tight.
I mean, you're in a different place now. I mean, on top of TFATKz being like the most culturally diverse podcast I know,
Yeah.
right? You
I'm the
are-
only white guy. Yeah.
You guys but are you?
I know.
have you
Well,
23
I'm the
meet me?
closest to white on the
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
But also, you guys hire like mentally, medically handicapped people too. So I mean, you guys have a really like. Malik's had a stroke, right?
Malik,
I mean, the way
he
you
fucking talks like it.
the way he pronounces words, I just
Yeah, I was just
assumed,
like, yeah.
Yeah, grammar isn't as strong as
Gymnastics.
I just assumed he had like Bell's palsy or something.
Yeah, something.
He was like, I can freestyle.
yeah, I was like, what did you say?
Please don't.
Oh, you can play drums.
Yeah.
I just
And I was
assumed.
like, yeah.
I don't know why you said he could play.
I know.
Why you so adamant about saying he could play?
He's hilarious.
Dude, what's funny? So the first time I met Malik is before you just started bringing him on the road. Last time you guys came through, I met him in Houston, and I'm still like learning to talk to comics and celebrities, like texting. I feel a little awkward and a little I mean, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Like,
You're loose with the term celebrities, but yeah, Karen.
but you feel a little you overthink things, right?
Sure.
I sent Malik a message once, and I was like, dude, I love the way the podcast is developed, and this is before it was trending on the podcast, I was like, you should come on the show next time you come through. And he was like, say less. And I was like, did I say too much? Like what? Like I'm like, what?
You know what's so funny?
I was like,
what's so funny is I have a joke about that, and it's based off him. Like I have this joke about my first black friend, and a lot of it is based off Malik, because he was the first person I met when I moved out here.
I love it,
So that whole joke is based off
I was overthinking it, and I didn't realize it was like a. Like I know now, you know, like
Did I give him too much?
I was like, oh, I'll say less. I'm sorry. I'm like, don't DM. You know, I overthink it. You know, I did the same thing with you. I actually sent you a message on Instagram and was like, I had a couple,
did you?
I had a couple drinks.
Oh,
and I was like,
did I write back?
No.
Oh, I feel bad.
But I'll tell you, don't feel bad.
Shut your ass up.
Don't feel bad. I was talking. Me and Brendan were texting about how the show has blossomed into this awesome dynamic. The way that the show has developed is.
By the way, I love Blossom.
Yeah, it's, of course. But I sent you a message, and what I meant to say was, I love the new dynamic. And I went back and looked at it, and it said, I love the Jew dynamic. And I and then I
probably saw it, and I was like, man, I ain't Jew.
I was like, man, there's no Jews on there. That's the one thing we don't have.
It was a complete typo, and I was like, maybe that's why he didn't respond. I'm just going to delete this. I unsend it.
It is weird when you overthink. I did it with Tony Hinchcliffe just a few weeks ago because he played somewhere in Austin, and he didn't have my new cell. And I text him, and he just got done doing Rogan. He's like super paranoid about things, just with people and, you know, fame and shit. And I text him, and he goes, "Who's this?" I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
I forgot you don't have my number. It's Brendan." He goes, "Brendan who?" I go, "How many fucking Brendans do you know?" And then he didn't believe it was me. And then I said, like, "It's Brendan Schaub, dude. Like, fucking blah, blah, blah." And then he didn't respond. I'm like, oh, he's mad at me. Maybe he's mad. And I started going, I'm like, why would he be mad at me? I'm like, maybe it's because of this, or the way I said this about him, or maybe I roasted him on something. I'm like, maybe he's upset.
Sure.
So I hit up Jeremiah Watkins, who's like his best friend and opener, and just killed Tony with him. Like, hey, is Tony mad at me? He's like, fuck no, why would Tony be mad at you? And then Tony texts back, he's like, yo, I thought you were like a troll, pretending to be Brendan Schaub. I'm like, no, dude, it's me.
Yeah,
it's weird though.
Completely overthink it, man. And it's same thing with TJ Miller. I felt it's weird texting him.
Oh,
because he's kind of known to at times be a little hot-headed and I'm like,
spicy.
I'm overthinking it. It
is weird.
You get used to it.
Message me again.
Try it again. Try it again. Don't call him a Jew.
Without the Jew part.
Try it again. Leave out the Jew part. No, I've it's weird. So ever since I met Brendan, I would say we're friends. We text. Yeah, we text quite
boys.
a bit.
I wouldn't be here if we weren't. I don't really do other podcasts.
The show. He texted me. He's like, "Have you seen the show lately?" I was like, "Dude, I'm watching it. I used to binge it. I would catch up and go back and watch."
And that's why I asked you, because I know you're a fan of the show.
It's so good. Well, I've been rooting for Malik from the beginning.
Yeah.
We have similar backgrounds, very straight edge. Growing up, growing up, alcohol was a no. Like super against the Bible. It's a sin. My grandmother throws it at me every now and again. But it's not a stigma in our house. Our girls, they don't want to do shots. They don't have any. I like that because when I was young, I was like you. I'd go hard.
But is it because you couldn't? You know what I'm saying? Like you tell someone, don't do this. I'm like, I got to check it out.
Our culture in America is to just tear into it.
Yeah. Where'd you grow
up? Houston. I grew up in Houston, but Pasadena.
Pasadena. Okay,
and, alcohol was no, and I had an uncle who's a real piece of shit, you know. Yeah. And then the kids now, like, it's such a normal thing in our house, and you've seen my collection.
Yeah, it's great.
We're sitting on like 1,000 bottles. Yeah. You know, and the kids, they have no interest in it.
Which is great.
Man, that's wild, because like when I think about it now, like even when I quit, I never thought of like alcohol like, oh, no one should do this. You know what I mean? I wasn't like,
no, you know what I'm
talking about? Like, I made it completely about me. Me quitting has nothing to do with anyone else.
Yeah,
so
you
like
took ownership in it.
Yeah, because so like when people are like, is it okay if I drink around you? I'm like, motherfucker, it's you. Yeah, it's not me.
You go on the road with me, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm around it like all the time.
Do they ever pressure you?
No, they never. No one's ever.
I don't think I've ever offered you.
No one's ever offered me a drink.
Never.
And
that's awesome.
Like,
I'm over here trying to talk you out of it.
Right?
Such a dick. But
No.
like I do get a little bit of anxiety at the bars because they're like,
if it's really crowded. You and I are the same though. We don't like crowded areas.
Yeah, it's the crowd, and then like I just start rethinking about all the shit that I was doing, and it just gives me the anxiety. So like I just exit myself out of the equation. It's not like I'm going to go, yo, bars need to create something for people that don't drink anymore.
Yeah, just keep your ass out of the bar.
Yeah, just keep your ass out of the fucking bar.
Yeah, but to your point with firing the kids, dude, and I told you this, and Chin knows this probably better than anybody. I was going to stop doing the show. I was going to shut things down.
Yeah, I'm glad
and
you
then
did.
then I tossed a Hail Mary and put Shapel and Malik in there. I was like, man, that's the first time I've had fun in a year, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, so we talked about this, and I don't remember, it may have been Dane Cook, but every you think about legendary people in Hollywood, Jack Black is up there, right?
For sure.
Adam Sandler's up there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a moment in time in the 2000s where Adam Sandler was seen as washed up. Jack Black, his career has ebbed and flowed, where he's not as respected. The key is resilience. You have to keep pushing forward. Change it. But I'm so glad you didn't give up on the show.
And that's where I was at. I was like, man, I'm like firing the kid got me out of fighting, got me out of like, it brought so much joy to my life. It got me started in stand up. I'm like, and I remember I was in bed. I couldn't sleep at all. I was like, this is how I go out, man. Like this is like, don't get me wrong. I got King of Singing, I got Blow the Bell,
too.
I got touring, but with firing the kid, it's like, this is how it goes out. And then there's like because I talk about how scared I was to fight, but I do have a huge fighter spirit in me. So I was like, man, there's no way we're going out like this. And then that's where I called up Shapel and Malik. I was like, hey, you guys want to do Firing Kid tomorrow? And then they're like, yep. And then I had a great time. Like, hey, you guys want to do it Wednesday? Like, yep. And then it just kept going. And I don't look at reviews. I don't look at comments. I don't see them. I don't look at downloads anymore. I don't look at anything. I don't look at anything.
Yeah,
I'll tell my brother, I go, how people feel, and he goes, dude, they're digging it.
A 180.
Yeah.
A 180. So there's several Facebook groups out there that have also in support of, Your Mom's House has a Facebook group. King of the Sting has one. Everyone was just complaining about it. And
which I get.
I get.
But here's my thing. I don't need to see that, and I know. Because I wasn't having fun. It's not a knock on Josh Wolf or Mike Catherwood. I love those fucking guys, and I owe Josh so much because he was the only comic who would come on the show. That's what people don't understand is it's not that I didn't want to continue to do the show with funny people. A lot of them didn't want to come on because we were blackballed for obvious reasons, which I get. Which I've gotten over now, but I knew when Malik and Shapel came on, like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah,
I could do this.
Well, and the history that you have with Malik is clear, and so there's a lot of even the way you're seated, it feels like you are the connector, the connective tissue between Malik and Brendan, and then of course you all get each other and you have a great rapport. But I hate to beat this to death, but it's so good. It's so good.
No, I mean, like the wild thing is like when I think about mine and Malik's history, like we met like pretty much like my second week of living in LA. You know what I mean? And like we would just hit the mics, and all this stuff. And he was so early in the game. Like he's only been doing comedy like 3 years. He's super young in the game, but he just has this thing about him that's just like
super high energy.
Fun.
Lies a lot.
He's the best opener though.
Yeah,
I've had other openers.
Oh, I saw him.
And the energy that he has. He did one show with me, or I'm sorry, me, Brian, and him did a show together, and I watched his set because I really didn't know him.
We did Phoenix.
We did Phoenix, and then we did San Antonio. He came to San Antonio.
He also came to Houston.
He came to Houston, but Houston was the first one, and I watched his set because Brian was like, yeah, he has this energy. So I watched him like, holy fuck, dude. And then we just hit it off right away.
Oh, yeah, no, because Malik actually hit me up and was like, yo, Brendan fucks with me. I was like, oh, shit, because at first he didn't
so excited. That
didn't think you liked him.
It's not that I didn't like him, but when I hear he's been doing it for 2 years and he's open for Brian, and so I was just like, and then, they told me he was like holding mitts for Brian. I was like, oh, well, Brian's bringing him on the road to have a mitt guy. So I didn't take him serious.
Got it.
And then when I saw him,
you hear that, Malik?
When me and Malik were hanging out, and then what's funny is Malik and my brother are really close. Really close.
Super close.
Really, like they should have their own podcast.
Yeah.
They talk about sports, like on
Argue
the road.
about LeBron all the time,
What was
the
weird?
arguments?
Do you notice? Yeah, I'm gonna call you out now, Malik. Do you notice because we'll do a city, and then that Sunday when we leave, I'll be like, all right, fellas, and I give them the next date, and then me, Malik, and Shapel will all leave, but Malik hugs Jay. And then he never gives me a hug though. He's always like, all right, Schaub, I'll see you later. I'm like, what the fuck,
all right,
dude?
Jay, man.
Yeah, Jay, dog, I love you, man. I'm like, man, fuck this, dog. No, but yeah, those guys saved the show.
Yeah, and that's what's so great too, because it's now, and I hate to say it's your time to shine, but it just kind of fit.
Shapel,
perfect. Well, both of you.
Shapel's gonna be. Listen, and I'm not saying it's because Shapel's gonna be so much bigger than I am. Shapel's gonna be. He's the next big thing out of LA. You know, I'm riding his coattails, man. It's just a matter of time. He's doing his own headlining gigs. You know, I've never believed in anybody more in comedy than Shapel. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
There's a reason why I fuck with Shapel.
You're the only one I haven't seen do stand up either.
You haven't?
Monster.
In person.
Monster.
Monster. Yeah.
Monster. Yeah, I took a page out of Joe Rogan, Joey Diaz's book where you book monsters in front of you, so it ups your game.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of guys that sandbag, so they're the main event, and they look so much better. But it's tough to follow this.
It's
guy.
kind of a shortcut.
Yeah, and there's a reason why I do that. It's just, you know, I listen to Joe Rogan, man. He tells me his game plan, and then I do the same. So I book a monster in front of me.
Speaking of doing the same, and we'll crack into this. I've got a Texas whiskey that we picked for the show.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Single
Look at
barrel.
that timing.
Hell yeah.
So this is hot, 65.5%.
Let me smell it.
It's a single
Do you
malt.
like that shit, Chin?
I'm
The real
loving
heavy.
everything so far.
But do you like the real high proof? Like he fucks with high proof, all that stuff.
I'll go light on the pours. So you can,
Thick Tiger's 90 proof.
Okay.
It's
All right.
gonna be
We
90
talked
proof.
about it.
Yeah, we'll get
I wasn't
to
sure
it.
if you announced.
But you're a Jameson.
Oh yeah,
name,
it's going to drop in February.
I just love drinking stuff.
I'll go light on the pour here.
Because it's so heavy.
So speaking of, yeah, it's real heavy, real thick.
Hey, let me
Smells
smell
good. Doesn't smell that alcohol.
Single malt. Yeah, single malt.
Bro.
I'll tell you that the trick with drinking whiskey neat is to take smaller and smaller sips until you can get used to it.
Yeah.
And then you'll naturally start taking larger
Yep.
sips. I mean, it's really that simple.
I mean, I drink every night. Every night I drink. I watch Love Island with my girl.
But see,
I put a nicotine. I have one. I have
nicotine.
one glass of whiskey.
been on
How
that
many
whiskey.
do you have
Probably
a
like
night?
a quadruple shot. But.
So, you know, here's the thing. Why I might be a little bit more on the alcoholic side, because sometimes I'll be like, I'll just take a shot of Jameson and then I'll sip the rest.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's fun. Get your buzz on, dog.
Yeah,
Because I
well,
want to get it done yet. Like,
you take the wall down and then you just kind of enjoy yourself.
Got it, but you're not like.
I don't get drunk.
Yeah,
But you know how it is, like as a dad, like there's nothing better when I come home with my kids and stuff like that. And we got a 1-year-old and he's a critter now. He's walking and crawling all over the place. We got gates up. And then you put both kids to bed and then it's just like this relief.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's called decompression.
Yeah.
man.
And then I
Bro,
I
his
pour a
face when
shot.
you said that.
Yeah, I felt it in my
Bro,
heart.
As a,
I felt it in my heart.
as a dad, though, it's like, fuck yeah. Like they're asleep and I pour the whiskey. I put on my show.
Oh, my God.
Like it's the best thing in the world.
So that is exactly our routine. We've got 4 in the house, right? So about 7 p.m. now.
Yep.
They go down.
Same.
And for the first 30 minutes, our TV's not even on.
Yep.
We just pour ourselves some whiskey. My wife drinks as much as I do, which is
Oh,
fantastic.
wow.
We did it together. We got into it together.
Yeah.
And we will just in silence for like 30 minutes. I'm like, you want to watch something? Speaking of which, I want to talk to you about Banshee.
Oh,
So-
yeah. You said that before. You told me before.
So you know who you watch The Boys, Amazon Prime The Boys?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It's a superhero show, but it's about like.
Oh, you
if
lost
we're-
me.
Well,
Me too. I don't fuck with superhero stuff. But to your point though, like my agent Todd Feldman knows I don't fuck with like superhero stuff, and it's like Spider-Man. But he told me, he's like, you need to watch The Boys on Amazon, and he goes, it's superhero, but hear me out, and he says it's fucking great. Yeah.
so it's basically if we were really if our society actually had superpowers, we'd be all pieces of shit.
Oh, we would be.
Yeah. So the main
Oh, there'd
bad
be
guy
mutants
is a
getting
guy named
canceled and shit.
Homelander, and he's a real psychopathic piece of shit. He knows who you are. I talked to him. I had him on the show.
Oh, dope.
And I was like, I was talking about something, and I mentioned you, and he goes, Brendan Schaub. And I was like, oh, you know Brendan Schaub? I did a little, hey, we're friends.
Yeah, it's my boy. Yeah, we are boys though. We are boys.
We're boys. But he knew who you were, and there was a point to this. Banshee.
Yes.
So he did a show before he blew up, where basically the premise is this, and I know you'll watch it. We binged it in a month. My wife and I, we watched 2 or 3 episodes a night. He's I guess a thief, part of a team of people who steal. He goes to prison for 15 years, gets out. His girlfriend at the time has moved on. She's already gotten married. And he goes back to find her in the small town, and he ends up going into a bar for a drink of whiskey. And this is the premise. I'm not ruining it. Spoiler. But the guy, the new sheriff in town, gets into a bar fight and dies, and he just fills the void. He takes over his identity, becomes the new sheriff in town.
I've heard of
Say
this.
less. I'm in.
Yeah.
To quote Malik, say less. I'm in.
You'll text me by episode. And the great thing about it is, you remember Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
So they would take, the way Game of Thrones would work is they would take episodes to get gratification, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to see that little shit Joffrey get killed.
Yeah.
And it took like 3 seasons before they finally killed the guy.
Yeah.
Opposite. They immediately give you the gratification you want. And there's episode 2 or 3, there's a UFC fighter or an MMA fighter who's a real piece of shit that he has to fight. And it is the most gratifying fight scene.
Love it.
I'm telling you.
I'm in, dude.
You got to watch Banshee.
Say less.
What's it on?
So it was an international show that I think it was on Stars or something.
Yeah,
It was like no one watched it. And you go back and watch it now, it was one of the most underrated shows in the last 10
You can
years.
find it like Hulu or Amazon or something.
I think you can. If you just type in Banshee,
you'll find it.
Yeah.
And it's the name of the town. It's a Banshee, Colorado, or Banshee, Wyoming. Or something.
We've all been really into Love Island, UK.
I know.
Super into that. Me and my girl are super into that. And then I got so into Yellowstone. I went to fucking Montana.
We gave it 2 episodes. We couldn't get into it.
It's slow, but the first episode's super slow. And
That
then
first episode, slow.
I know.
Maybe I should give it another
By
chance.
4
now.
and 5, you're fucking dude. I went to
Okay.
vacation Montana because of it.
It's hard enough to convince friends to watch certain shows.
I know. I
And
feel
then you
it.
tell them, give it 3 episodes. It's like, oh.
There's a reason why that show's so big.
I know. The
Yeah.
show is huge, and everyone recommended it. I'm going to give it another shot, but it took me 3 tries to get into Dexter.
I know. I get it.
Dexter was weak the first. I mean, it took me
It
forever.
takes a
to-
while.
Took
Dexter's
a while.
fucking great though.
And then it ends so fucking horribly,
It's
too.
terrible.
Hey, everybody, I want to take a quick moment, take a pause in the show, and talk to you a little bit about Waterford Irish Single Malt Whiskey. This is an exceptional, different, farm to glass, grain to glass, single farm, single origin Irish whiskey that sets itself apart and does everything it can to prove that terroir in whiskey is a real thing. You can check it out at glassrev.com/Waterford today. Cheers. I know we've talked about it a little bit offline. Have you decided what you're going to do? Are we staying here? Or are you going to
staying.
You're staying?
I have this fighter mentality where there's a part of me how everybody's leaving. I kind of feel like it's some bitch shit, man.
Yeah, just write it out.
Yeah, and also like, you know, my guys are here. For me to do that, to move, like it's a big operation, man. And you know, Theo's in Nashville. Even though he flies back, we shoot King and Sting.
Really couldn't believe he left.
Yeah, but he flies back all the time. He doesn't know what he's really going to do yet. But he's leaning towards Nashville. But we'll make King and Sting work. And then I love LA, man. I fucking love LA. It's going to bounce back. And, you know, my kid is going to get into this school we really want him to get into. Where I'm at, like that school system's so fucking good. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm going to stick it out.
Yeah.
And then once things get popping, like, listen, as me and Shapel say, how long are we going to pretend that LA's not the best spot for stand-up comedy, you know? So if I were to go to Nashville, go to Texas, these guys can try and convince me all they want that stand-up's going to be great out there. It ain't going to be LA. The comedy store's going to be popping, improv, Laugh Factory.
Well, especially
the
it's
Ice
been-
House is now owned by the Bus family, the Lakers family. They put all this money into it. Like,
LA's
this is my home, dude.
advertised for the past few years of being the best spot.
Yeah.
So I get the decision. I totally respect it. It wouldn't be the same unless you all left. So it'd have to be all of y'all, right? The show would
Oh,
change.
everyone.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
agree.
We've talked about
Yeah,
it though. Me and Chin
it's
have
a
talked
huge
about
step,
it.
but
But
we
I'm not going. Yeah, I put my roots down even more here. You know, I bought another home for my in-laws. So yeah,
Dope.
yeah.
What's the oh, I lost my train of thought. This is what Jack's
The next plan?
trimming up. No.
Next step?
It was about. Yeah, no, I lost my train of thought. It's the
That's all
whiskey.
good.
That's what's.
Oh, yeah, I was like, look at this dude. See, he was trying to tell me.
No. That's what Jack's for, to trim it up. No. I was thinking of Chin, and it was a question I had for him, but I lost it.
How long you been singing?
Well,
I
no.
got you. No, it
Appreciate
wasn't
it.
that.
Appreciate the assist.
I'm nervous for you to send you that bottle of Thick Tiger whiskey.
Oh, I think that's what it was. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna, because you mentioned that. So what?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say it yet, but we have like some of the most brilliant minds and whiskey heads and bourbon heads like blending this together. And they sent me samples, and I'll send you a sample.
Oh, dude, can't wait.
And when I got the sample, I'm like, fuck, it's good.
So
man.
if you say it's good, I believe you, because we've
It's
talked.
good. It's good. Now, you know, we like the high end stuff, and it's in the middle there, right? So, you know, you don't want to go too high where you kind of price out all your fan base, and you don't go too low where nobody respects it. So it's in the middle. You look at, $50.
Oh, it's a great price point.
And then we'll release like special editions, which are going to be like $100. But the main like anchor is going to be $50. I mean, Costco's, we got worldwide distribution.
Oh, dude.
Like we're talking
killer.
Yeah, man.
So there's I always forget his name. He was in, he's not on ESPN. He's a Fox. Terry, thank you. You know exactly what I'm going to say. So Terry Bradshaw, most celebrity whiskeys tend to price themselves out of the category.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I'll give you a great example. You can buy a 13-year-old Dickel Bald and Bond for $35. That same company did one for Peyton Manning. It's called Blue Sweetens Cove. It's still 13 years old. It's $250.
But those guys don't have their ear to the ground, right? Like, unless Peyton Manning, with the $100 million contract, it's like, I'm not one of those guys. I'm a genuine whiskey lover. I'm obsessed with it. And it's like, I think if you go too high, people are like, oh, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah, Sweetens Cove, everyone makes fun of it.
They're putting, my play. Obviously, I'm an owner in it. I'm in partners with these guys. So the marketing and all that comes from my side of the thing. So I'm excited.
Terry Bradshaw released a bourbon this year, and it's a decent proof. And it's it's $50. And those, if you get a decent enough proof, you don't want to do 80 proof. If it's got a bump in proof and it's a decent price, you can launch a brand off celebrity, but it has to be, you got to find value. You got to find a spot.
Yeah, and my thing towards them is like, I don't want it to be called, the Schaub whiskey or something like that. Like, I think it needs to live on its own,
Sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to that law firm because this is
come on, bro.
Texas whiskey. Yeah, we're with you. We're on the Texas whiskey now. I was just thinking about that. I could still smell a little bit of Jack Daniels in there.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, it's strong. It's nice though.
It's nice.
It was nice.
I like.
Yeah, so that's Texas single malt. That's that, and we do things turned up to 11.
These amps go to 11.
Yeah.
Are you doing that one?
Yeah. So have you liked Scotch at all?
Yeah, I like Scotch.
Yeah. Okay, I brought a couple special things from Signatory.
Yeah.
They're one of the most exciting things in spirits right now because everything's at cask strength,
which you love,
which I love, and everything's got a beautiful age statement on it. So this right here, 1997. It is 20 years old. 20 years old. Cask strength selection. So if you're a fan of Scotch, which I definitely am.
We were in Boise and we were at some steakhouse out there, and they had a fucking list, man. You'd have been impressed. I meant to send you a picture, but they had a bunch of Pappy Van Winkles.
What was it?
Happy Van Winkle.
That's what it says.
It's really expensive. Yeah, I think it's overrated. But.
And we've got one more after this that I actually. Oh, wow. What year were you born, Chin?
77.
Oh, I think you said 78.
You asked me how old he was. I said 42.
I'll double check here. Let me see.
When's your birthday, Chin?
April 17th.
April 17th. I tried to Google it. I think.
That's so sweet, man.
It's 77. It's 77. So I found this little bourbon. This was bottle of the year you were born.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude.
So what I like to do is I like to do birthyear bottles. And if I'm really excited to meet you two. And I would have brought you a birthyear bottle, but I know you didn't drink.
Hey, I would have taken it. I would have gave it to someone else.
Best, though, I would have drank it.
So I buy a lot from auction of the old vintage bottles. So this was the liquid's been in this bottle your entire life.
I love that.
Wow.
That bottle, man.
But he can't drink that, no?
You can. Yeah.
Oh.
What do you think you brought it for? Stare at it?
Yeah. So the great thing about wine has a lot of.
Come on, dog. We didn't come here to stare at the bottle. You imagine he's like, yeah, that was.
Hey, that's
good.
what I'm doing. I'm just staring
but he
at the
doesn't
bottle.
want us to try his shit. He's like, yeah, this one's cool.
This is for you, so I'm just gonna put this right here.
I'm staring at him.
The great thing about like wine, there's yeast and bacteria and stuff that continue to change. Whiskey's the opposite. It is literally you put it in bottle. The biggest concern is evaporation will cause it to condense a little bit. But you as long as it's clear like this, that could be sitting in the bottle for 100 years. In fact, fucking Brian doubted me on that ginger brandy that's 115 years old.
That one's fantastic.
Wow.
That ginger was fantastic.
That was balled in 1905. And
that's insane.
Brian didn't believe me.
Yeah.
But we drank it.
It's like, why would you lie?
I mean, it was our favorite of the day.
We had a great time.
It's great. Yeah.
So this was bottled the year you were born. And I thought, we can crack it and celebrate you. And,
Thank you so much. It's so sweet.
And you can take it home too. So
that's awesome.
It'll be pretty cool. So this is
It's Kentucky.
Yeah. Old Kentucky
It's
too.
just so
is-
cool. 77.
I lived in Louisville.
There's a
Shout
lot
out
of
to
racism
Louisville.
in that bottle. Let's be real. Let's just call it what it is.
Call it what it is.
How long are we gonna pretend?
What year again? 1970.
1917 or whatever the fuck it is. You know, how racist that bottle is.
But I mean,
it's good though.
To be
It's good though.
To be fair, racism's never tasted so good. it's really good.
One
Old
benefit.
racism. Yeah.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah. So, 20-year-old Scotch. Can't go wrong with that.
I love all these, man.
You really take
Actually,
it in.
if you think about it, this was bottled in '97. It's 20 years old, right? Is that right? Did I get that right? Where's it at?
97 cents.
It's distilled in '97. I was about to say, so 20 years before that would be 77, which would have been.
Hey, how many shows are you doing today? Just 2?
No, I promise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
just
gonna be
two.
lit as fuck.
No.
I know, right?
Believe it or not, I do this quite a bit, and I'm fine. I just
I hear
brain
you.
farts.
Yeah.
Farts.
Do you shoot multiple shows in Houston?
Yeah. So
A lot, right?
I did Steve Trevino, and then right after Matthew McConaughey, the same day, and then and that was fine. It wasn't too
Matthew
bad.
McConaughey has his own liquor too, right?
Does he?
So he partnered with Wild Turkey,
That's right.
and they did.
That's right.
They did
He's
a
like the
a
face
thing.
of Wild Turkey. And
He's the
then-
face of Wild Turkey.
And also like Chrysler or some shit.
Lincoln. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
We
It makes
actually-
me not want a Lincoln.
Yeah.
And I love him, but the commercials are so lame.
They're so
What to
stupid.
do?
Yeah.
So fucking.
Yeah, he's like playing pool, and she's all, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Yeah, you want to go ride my Chrysler 300?"
Chrysler.
Lincoln.
Yeah,
Stuck on Chrysler.
well, Chrysler owns Lincoln. Yeah,
Oh,
He.
they're both lame as fuck.
He's actually quite human, quite down to earth. In his book, in his memoir, he talks about having a couple of wet dreams that changed his life as an adult. He would have a wet dream, and then it made him like go to the Amazon and
Yeah.
float the Amazon River and do some peyote.
Yeah,
or
that's a
some
lie,
spiritual-
but that's a cool book. Yeah. It's for sure a bullshit lie. Listen, I got to write a book soon here, and I'll probably make up some shit. So.
yeah.
So we pitched to him what he should do next with Wild Turkey. We had an idea called call his next whiskey called Nocturnal Revelations.
That's cool.
Just to kind of pitch that.
That's a great name.
It's a play on the wet dream thing, and it's a great name
Yeah.
for a whiskey. And I was like, what is that? How salty is that whiskey?
Yeah,
Right?
that's cool.
He had a wet dream as an adult.
Yeah.
Total bullshit. Lars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
It sells books. Yeah. I love him, though. He went on a huge campaign for that.
He
book.
did my show.
He did yours. He did Rogan. He was
Yeah.
on Armchair Expert with Dak Shepard. He was on fucking Marin.
He
You
did-
tell him and Marin didn't know each other, so it was
He did
awkward.
Hot Ones too. Yeah.
He did Hot Ones, yeah.
When are you gonna do Hot Ones?
I don't know. Whenever they ask me, man, I did a show for Complex, and then I've done a few things for Complex. Whenever they ask me, I don't think I'm famous enough for Hot Ones.
I don't agree.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean
We're friends, so I appreciate that.
well. Yeah.
You also called Malik a celebrity, so
I know, right? Yeah.
I really like Malik.
Yeah, I know.
He's such a nice guy. His aversion to alcohol is actually more interesting to me than yours, because at least there's a backstory
his is
there.
annoying.
His is he never does drugs or alcohol.
Yeah, he don't
just
do anything.
because.
Well, 'cause
That's
he was
what
a-
Jack's too. Like I get
Yeah, I don't get to start living, dude. So he's, what the fuck? You're missing out on some great things in life, man. Like with Malik, like when you're an athlete, I didn't really drink either at all or do drugs. But then it's like, Malik, you're a comic now, dude.
Yeah.
Why are you still eating like this?
Well, he's
No, he eats like a fucking
He's like a
6-year-old.
fucking bird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll sit down. I get their whiskey list. I order some good shit. Me and my brother do. We get doubles and Chin's there. We get a bunch of whiskey going. And he'll go, "Do you have any Shirley Temples?"
Yeah,
I'm
he'll like, "Shirley
that-
Temple."
I tell him like, that pisses me off, dude.
Apple juice.
he's putting ketchup on Wagyu
Oh,
dry
dude,
aged
you have
steak.
no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent
He got
him.
pot pie at a fucking steakhouse.
Right. Yeah.
I sent him a bottle of ketchup because I was like, I got to give everybody something. I didn't.
God,
that's when I
that's
found out
And
you
he
didn't
went,
drink.
"Who's this for?"
Who else is it for?
Yeah,
Especially
who-
the
yeah.
sticky note on it.
Who
I
the
didn't know
fuck
that you
did-
didn't
your
drink.
name's on the bottle.
And so I sent
Yeah,
you.
what'd you send? You sent some
a bottle
champagne?
of Booker's. No, it's in a champagne style bottle, but it's bourbon.
Yeah, I drank
Uh,
that.
yeah, and
Yeah, they drank it.
I didn't know that you didn't drink it
Yeah.
until then. And Brendan's like, no,
I would have liked to keep
No,
the
I
bottle.
appreciate it though. I drank it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked to keep the bottle.
Send him some ketchup. Mal, I don't know how old is he? 20 something?
20, 28, 20,
18?
29?
I don't know. I have no. He looks young.
For someone so I hate to say hip or cool, he's
Say it.
no life experience, like no food, no
Nothing.
Yeah, like he's very
He likes
little.
very vanilla shit. He
It
doesn't
was the most
drink.
random shit. I remember one time
He wears sweats every day. Is the skinniest legs we've ever
sweats
seen.
every day. Never seen him in jeans. We were driving. We were driving from
Wheelchair
here.
legs.
Yeah, wheelchair legs. we were driving from here.
Well, the reason I came up with that is because he was talking to me like
wheelchair
I was like, Doug, you look like you've been in a wheelchair since you were 18.
He got hit by a truck
We were
for
laughing
sure.
so fucking hard. He was like, me? I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
You sit like this.
But anyway, so we were driving from LA to Arizona. He wanted me to stop to get something to eat. And it's like when I first like met him, and like we were going to do some shows out there. And I stopped to get something to eat. We go to the spot, and he just got tater tots.
It's frustrating.
I said, why the fuck did you have me stop? For tater tots? Tater fucking tots.
I'll tell you what's weird. It's like when I first got in the game, right? Like Brian.
Just tater tots?
It's like Brian, Kristopher, Rogan, Segura, Kreischer, like they all took me under their wing and put me on game. And then I find myself not purposely, but trying to help out Malik and you, but especially Malik, because he's such a good looking guy.
Don't remind me.
He's a good looking dude. He's a really good looking dude. So
I'm over here trying to talk.
when we go into
this
certain,
nice white fellow over here.
I know,
right? Yeah.
When we go in certain cities, obviously women are attracted to Malik, and
He's just a pretty boy.
and I tell him, and I'm like,
and
dude,
he's fun and he's easygoing and he's
people
nice.
love him. People fucking love Malik. I'm like, it's a blessing and a curse, man. Like heavy lies the crown. Like you got to navigate this the right way.
Yeah.
you know.
And that's good. I mean, at least he's not, fucking up and ruining his life.
He's not. He's not. We have some good talks.
Yeah, he's
Because I think this is where him and I are similar with our athletic backgrounds. Is he's very coachable. So, he's never done the theater really. So he does a lot of crowd work and people love him. He puts the crowd on fire. But we're doing a theater in Boise, man. Your crowd work's not going to work. You got to write material. I need you to have 10 minutes of material. So that weekend he went with Shapel and did no crowd work. I sent him a text and went, I'm telling you, dude, when you get to Boise, because in a theater, other people, the part of the fun of crowd work is the whole audience is in on the joke.
Right.
In a theater, they can't see. It's so big they can't see them. So you got to work your material. And also, once LA opens back up, you can't just do crowd work. I need you to do material like a real comic. He took that to heart. Did your shows in Phoenix?
Yeah,
crushed. Came to Boise. Fucking crushed.
Annihilated.
That's how you know that potential and who he is. He's a nice guy. He doesn't have any like weird things that may come back to bite him in the ass later.
No.
Like he's just a nice guy.
Works hard.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Well, think about it. Like I said, he's only been doing it like 3 years. How many 3-year comics do you know that are on like, a massive,
Brendan.
podcast? Like,
Just me. Well, no, I was at the time.
Well, it's a rarity. You see what I'm saying? It's like a rarity.
have
Like
that
not
much-
every comic 3 years in. Like shit, me 3 years in, I don't fucking
And he's just such a good dude.
I did an open mic one time.
There you go.
Killed it. Great 5 minutes.
Nice.
And it gave me false confidence. I went back to do it a second time. I ate a big old bag of dicks.
Yeah.
And I'll never do it again. It was so sobering.
That's comedy,
because
my
my friends were so supportive, and it was about me getting a vasectomy and going in and just kind of getting things assessed and very emasculating.
Yeah.
How that whole thing's done. And my wife was there. She wanted to ask her questions that she had.
Yeah.
And it killed. And then I went back and told the story about my daughter. And my teenage daughter, I told the story last time
you were sweating up there.
Yeah, it ate a
There's
big
nothing
old
like a
bag
bomb.
of dicks.
There's nothing like a bomb.
I had 2 sets at the. This is 4 or 5 years ago. I had 2 sets at the Improv. The first set ate all the dicks, and I was in my car and I didn't want to go in there. And DeLeo comes over, knocks on the window, and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because he's on the show, and I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to go in there, man." He's like, "You better get the fuck in there." He's like, "We all do this, man." He's like, "Even if you eat dick, you got to get back up there." Yeah.
See, my mentality with it was like, the first time I ever went up, crushed it, and you want that feeling again.
Yeah.
And then, eventually you hit that bomb. And
It's
then
so
I was
empowering,
like,
too.
And then I was like, I got to redeem myself. So it's this constant,
Yes.
play of like, I want that feeling of doing good. But if I bomb, I want that feeling of like redeeming myself. So it's just like a constant chase, which I think is good.
It's got to be. It's like my brother-in-law, Sean. I have always been a good pool player and really proud of it. Had a little too much to drink one night, and he was crushing me. Like 6 games in, damn, I'm losing all 6 games. And I was like, no. Rack him up. Let's do it again. I was convinced. But it's one thing. It's not in front of 50 people or
Yeah.
100 people.
Yeah.
I'll never do it again.
But
I respect you so much for being able to
But
do
I
it.
think every comic can relate because when you get into the game, you hear every comic go, I bombed, or Louis C.K.'s infamous quote, you got to bomb 10,000 times for your real comic, which I don't believe in. But if you're bombed 10,000 times, probably in the wrong gig. But, every comic says, every comic has that story where they bombed and then came back and fully redeemed themselves.
I mean, the thing, my fourth set ever, the whole crowd was just cussing at me.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I was drunk on stage Wild Turkey Night. Huh?
Yeah. I really love, side note, I respect you so much more. Wild Turkey's very well loved in the bourbon community. It's one of those ones that you all drink when you're 20, but it's still...
You know what's so
good,
funny about it?
Pull.
The thing, like, the first time I had Wild Turkey, I say I was probably 13, 14 years old.
Way too early for that.
I know, way too
Yeah,
early.
that's wild.
Yeah, whatever.
I think I saw my first boobs.
But I had it, and like,
trauma.
it was just a thing that like stuck with me.
That
It
was
wasn't
the
even.
shit.
It wasn't even the fact that like I'm this like whiskey or bourbon type of guy.
No,
it was
that
just
was
like
your first.
Wild Turkey was the thing. man.
It's still the
Yeah.
tits.
What
It's
a
awesome.
great name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
great name.
You know the story behind that?
No.
Yeah. So
Assuming someone had a wild turkey.
was it 1940s? But it stemmed from an annual hunting trip where they used to go hunting, and then it's still family oriented. The oldest master distiller, Jimmy Russell, is still there. He's been 60 years in the business. His son is now the master distiller, and then Eddie Russell's son is now our age, and he's going to be the next in line.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, it's a complete dynasty.
Oh, I
of
love it.
whiskey.
I love it.
I mean, Wild Turkey, I'm telling you, is great. But I'm sorry. Go back to the you were being yelled at.
Wild Turkey?
Well, no,
Oh.
before Wild. You said you were
You
drunk
wanna
on
talk
stage.
about
They were all
Wild
cussing at you.
Fourth time ever, you're drunk.
Oh
wild
yeah,
turkey.
man! I was drunk on stage,
backflips and shit.
The audience was just I didn't do a backflip on stage.
Well, you fucked up.
Trying to save it.
Yeah, I fucked
fucked
up.
up.
Yeah, I fucked
If
up.
I was bombing, I was like,
Bro, it was so funny. I rolled up.
fuck y'all.
I rolled up. It was like this. It was like a weird setup, man. It was like there was bands that played.
Where was this at?
And back home in Arizona.
Word.
And there was these bands that were playing this show, and I thought I was going to open up the show, but no, the bands had played, and then a DJ came on, so it turned into like a dance scene, which everybody was into.
And then you came on?
Then they cut the music.
What a night.
I know the story.
Oh my god!
People trying to get turned up,
So
dog.
you were like,
As soon as
fuck
I grabbed
y'all.
the mic, I knew it was going to be a disaster.
You
And I was
were
supposed
set up for failure.
I was supposed to do this like dope interview after. I didn't even do the interview.
No,
because
how
they were
could you?
well,
Get
they
the
didn't want to
fuck
with
out of
me.
here.
Yeah.
No, I'm with
And-
them. I would have booed you too.
Oh, dude, it was bad.
Yeah, I'm trying
It's
to grind on my girl.
Still hands down the worst set that I've ever had.
I'm surprised you didn't quit after that.
Nah, that was
Better than
okay.
Phoenix Thursday night?
But you know what that made me do? That made me. I was like, I'll never drink before a show ever again.
Oh, good for you.
And that's what
The very first time I kissed a girl, it went so badly. I wondered, like,
you're gay?
I'm never gonna do it again. I'm like, I wonder.
Were you like, maybe it'll go better with men?
Maybe it'll go better with me. Yeah, it was just so bad, and it was in front of her best friend.
Oh,
And
why was it bad? How did you fuck that up?
So
She have braces?
we were behind. I'll never fucking forget this too. 6th grade. We were dating, and she was like, you gonna kiss me or what? That's what she said. You gonna kiss me or what? And I leaned in, and you know when you hug somebody, but you hug like a bro, and you go one over the top, one
Yeah.
over the back.
Yeah.
And that's what I did for the
Hell
kiss.
yeah.
Is I went in and hugged over the top, over
Awkward.
the back, and gave her the kiss, and she literally said at 12 years old, "What the fuck was that?"
Oh,
And it was
what a savage.
It was
Was she a bigger
it
girl?
was
Was she a
by the
bigger
way,
girl?
By the way, I'm still friends with her. Her life has gone horribly. to this day, I'm like, yeah.
Joke's on you, bitch.
jokes on you. What the fuck was that?
Dog, to
She's
that
on her
point,
3rd marriage. I'm like,
I
you
love it.
fucking
Yeah.
bitch.
that's what the fuck it was, dumbass.
Damn, your first
Yeah.
kiss was in 6th grade.
6th grade.
My
yeah.
first was in 6th grade too.
Mine was
and
not.
To your story,
Dude, I
it was
was 20s.
It was a mixed girl. It was a mixed girl.
Racist?
It was a mixed girl at Aurora Hills, Aurora Hills High School, Aurora Hills Middle
We'll get
School.
back to that.
Shout out to the Mustangs. But I'm kissing her, and my friend Cameron, she was like the dime piece, blowout ass titties in 6th grade.
Right.
In 6th
sounds
grade.
so
Yeah, what
weird.
does that look like?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
There probably wasn't much there, but we thought she was the bomb. She looked like Beyonce at the time, and I remember she had curly hair, and we start like
Yeah.
And my friend pulls my pants down in front of everybody.
Oh, damn.
That was my first kiss. Pulled my pants down.
Well, that's great.
It
Wait,
was-
so-
it-
so-
it
no,
was-
no,
And
it
you got
was-
that sixth grade penis too. Like it's not.
Yeah, you know when you're making out with a girl. I mean, you were.
Your first kiss was at 20?
Hold on, so you did
No,
20?
no.
The pants out, your underwear came down too, or just the
Oh,
pants?
my dick came out.
that
Everyone was
sucks,
like, "Oh my god,
Sixth grade penis. 20 years old.
Yeah, 20s.
20, huh? Late
Yeah.
bloomer, eh?"
Late bloomer for sure. Remember, I was super overweight. I was so insecure.
Yeah, I know, but even 20 is a little surprising.
I
What do you,
thought I
what
was
do you, Rob Kardashian?
There's chubby
23.
kids getting first kisses.
23.
23. So everyone out there who hasn't had their
You had
kisses
your
yet,
first drink before you could.
I didn't
kiss
even
a girl.
drink. I was so like straight edge. So I drank when I was like exactly.
Well,
20.
you thought you were gonna be BTS,
Yeah,
right?
so I
Were you
was
in a
very
boy
into, like,
band?
singing
Yeah.
too, so.
285 pounds, boy band.
Yeah.
No, the boy band came afterwards.
What? Oh,
I was
really?
in a heavy metal band when I was heavy.
And just
Got it.
for
Yeah, you were so single.
Because they accepted me.
Playing the bass at 285, just heavy metal.
Yeah, lead guitar, bro. Lead guitar.
Okay.
Respect for bassists, though.
Fuck yeah,
let's
dude.
speaking of
23?
that insane
Hey, man.
story of
Dude, that's
23. Was that
insane.
was a girl, right?
It was a-
Just being sure. Let's pour the last one. And then I want to talk
please
about
do.
shoes.
Oh, bring
for
it,
a
dog.
minute, just for a
What's up, dog? Chappelle, show them your kicks.
All right.
We both got some shout out to Union. They're a company based in LA. They did a collab with Jordan. You got the Union 4s on. I got the Union Jordan 1 LA edition on.
Is that what you got?
Yep.
Look at them get it. Pour me.
1977. It's
What's that?
8 years
Yeah.
old, so it's distilled.
Dog, I got to hook you up with some kicks.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
He wants to smell.
You got those Ed O'Neill kicks on.
Fucking Al Bundy's
You got
over
the
there.
Married with Children kicks on, bro.
What the fuck?
You got the Modern Family edition.
hold on. Chappelle, you better slow your roll because you just started wearing good shoes.
yeah, he did.
You just started wearing good shoes.
Yeah.
He follows everything. He knows everything.
Oh, dude, I'm a fan of the show, man.
So cool.
That's why I run shit by him. Like, I was like, dude, what do you think of the show?
he's very honest,
I sent
too.
him the intro song, like, dog, check this out.
Dude,
Yeah.
so that's
We got a
kind
new
of-
studio being built right
Are you
now.
really?
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about you guys is that I relate to y'all in a lot of ways. I relate to you in a lot of ways. Your shoes, your slip-on shoes, bro. I'm in the slip-on dad life for the
Yeah.
last couple of years.
I get it.
I brought a pair of dress shoes that don't go with this outfit, and I almost wore them because
What size shoe do you wear?
I knew he was 13.
You wear 13?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Oh, dude.
Married 15
You wear
years, bro.
13?
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucked, Papa.
What do you mean?
I have so many 13s I don't rock. I'm going to send you a box of shit.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I wear 13.
So I reached out to your guy, Dankfels?
Yeah, that's my
JW
guy.
Dankfels?
Yeah, yeah.
So he's based in San Antonio,
Yeah,
which by
Texas
the
based.
way, like I try to rep Houston, but between the Hotel Emma and the shoe guy being in San Antonio,
San Antonio's the best.
it's San Antonio, and I lived there for a year. It's basically Houston, same layout, small loop, big loop,
Yes.
but just more peaceful. It's just chill.
I love it out there.
So
oh, I can't believe you wear 13.
He's building some shoes for me, two pairs.
Some Whiskey Pete edition?
Yeah, so I've got the little
Show
cartoon
'em what's
guy,
up.
right?
Yeah.
So you got the little cartoon whiskey.
Was he
Pete guy.
doing Jordan 1s or Dunks or something?
I think Jordan 1s.
Yep.
There you go.
Because I like a little bit of a high top. I like a little bit of an ankle on it.
Yeah.
And so he's building a pair that have like the color scheme and then like a more dressy pair. And
Love
it's
it.
my first run at like. I mean, I'm a dress shoe guy,
Bro,
Or-
I'm going to send you a box.
slip-ons.
I'm going to send you a box of dope fucking kicks.
Well, I'll send some bourbon and chain.
Yes,
you know,
let's do it.
We'll trade.
God, a
Speaking of
third.
which,
I've
that's yours.
I always tell everybody, I go, who wears a 13?
Yeah.
The only friend I have that wears a 13 is Dalia, but he gets the same kicks I do. So,
So you're not sending him anything new.
no, he's fucking rich. So I don't send him shoes.
I've always been a big
And
dress
he's a
shoe
kick
guy.
guy. No, I got you. And Jordan 1s are your favorite?
Well,
Oh my God,
I
I
like a
got
little
you.
bit of a
Yeah, these
a
are
high
Jordan
top.
1s. Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. Those
Oh, I got
I
you.
like the
dog.
Jordan ones.
I like a little bit of a heel on it or a high top on it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I'm getting into it.
I got you.
2020 has been rough for a lot of people, but it's been a pretty good year for old Whiskey Pete.
For sure. Dude, how about how the whole squad stepped their shoe game up? Malik,
Yeah.
Justin
Everybody.
brings it. Yeah, Stevie,
Chappelle.
Chappelle.
Yeah.
Malik's got to work on that watch game, though, from what I hear. By the way, one of the best guests you've ever had. Joe Coy is just so
that's
fucking
my guy.
funny.
He's great.
His subtle brag flex thing
Yeah, it's
is
so funny.
so fun to watch.
People don't
man.
realize, it's weird too. I don't know
Gotta
if
work on
people
that
realize
body,
how big he is. Like
Is he
he
a tall
sells,
guy?
besides, he might sell more tickets than Joe Rogan. Like
Oh, you
there's
mean-
Kevin Hart and then, there's like fucking Joe Coy.
Yeah,
Like,
he
as far
sells
as ticket sales,
Fluffy.
like
He's like Fluffy. It's all
even more
arenas.
so. Like he's doing, he sold out where the Golden State Warriors played twice or 4 times.
Yeah,
He
something
sold
like that.
out Brea Improv 16 times, his most sold outs ever. He's such a big deal. Chappelle's opened up for him. Joe Coy texted me, was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago, something like
He
that.
keeps texting me like, dude, I'm in studio, chill. You sound like a thirsty hoe right now. So then he calls me. He's like, hey, man, I'm in Phoenix. I know Chappelle's from here. Would you be down to open up for me? I'm like, fuck, hell yeah, he would.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your hometown. You got the support.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
This bourbon
It's
is
gonna be
so
fun.
good.
So you're driving out there on Friday.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Seriously.
so old bourbon can be both hit or miss.
Wait, I didn't smell this one. Did I smell it?
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
How dare
No,
you?
I didn't. I know what I do when I do it because I do it. You know.
I handed it to you before that's how old it is. It's having troubles.
Dude, you remember that like Civil War whiskey you
great.
gave me?
This one's
Yeah, the one you
really
didn't like?
good, actually.
The old log cabin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It
doesn't
wasn't
have,
that
like,
great.
the
And I cut my
spice to it.
finger trying to open it for you.
God, Doug. And remember the cap, the fucking cork?
It was
like,
a weird quote. Yeah.
Well, it was
fell apart.
100-something years old.
It was 1917. So, yeah, it was 100.
Yeah, we had like, was it a whiskey or bourbon? It's from 1917.
bourbon.
It was a bourbon from 1917.
It was pre-World
from
War
like the
II.
Civil War or some
That's so
shit like
insane.
that.
It's so cool.
It is.
Like just so you
yeah.
think about how far back it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, but it tasted like fucking Abe Lincoln's assistant. Pissed in this bottle.
sitting here like,
Pissed in this bottle, dude. It was so intense.
So
it was so intense.
The great old vintage bourbons go for crazy money. Like those old wild turkeys, like even from 91 is like $500, $600. And when it sold for like $5 a bottle. Really, really great, like 1950s, 1960s, $4,000 a bottle. But if you get something from pre-World War II, like that bottle was $1,200.
Oh, yeah.
And it was not worth $1,200.
It was cool though.
It was
It's just cool to drink.
It's a piece of
something from
history.
back- Yeah, it was
I
cool.
was
Piece of
more like
history.
the
Yeah, I
artifact.
felt more educated after I drank it.
Yeah, Winston Churchill's great grandson used to. We flew him in to do. We have a whiskey festival in Houston.
Thanks for the invite.
And, yeah, and we found the bottle of scotch from World War II and opened it with him, so we got to drink World War. It was bottled.
What's he do now though?
Oh, he
Yo,
died.
he's a DJ.
He died.
Oh, he died.
Yeah, he died. Yeah, he has the
From what?
same hereditary disease as a lung disease that his great grandfather had, and he had 2 babies, your kid's age.
Oh no.
And when I
got
found
really
How old
sad.
is what?
when
How
I
was he?
40. Yeah, when
Was he out of shape?
dad bod normal.
Yeah, sure.
Just a little bit, not ton.
Did he look like his great grandfather?
No, much better shape than his great grandfather. But he did live off that name. He would write books and go around for speeches and stuff. And he was a continuation of the family
It's
legacy.
a weird life. Yeah.
And it was so bad. And rest in peace. His family, I think, has like permanent health care from the UK, but he moved here.
Yeah.
So towards
gone?
when he got real sick, he had to fly back alone
To get the healthcare.
His wife and kids stayed here.
Oh my
and he
God.
died over there. So he couldn't even say goodbye to
What
his
a
wife and
terrible
kids.
story.
Wait, he recently just died?
About a year and a half.
I
ago.
thought he was a DJ.
No. So we got to have.
Winston Churchill. That'd be sick.
That'd be sick.
Rest in peace, though, for reals. I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm not making fun of him, but also it'd been
but
cool if he was a DJ. Yeah.
We dropped it.
He's in Ibiza. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Like Idris Elba. Well, listen. Thank you so much for. I'm sorry about the time shift, and we got it all worked out. But
Dude, no worries, man.
thanks so
Thursday's
much
my
for
light
both of y'all
day.
coming. And Shapel, if you decide to ever get around to dipping your toes in the pool again, I'd like to be there for that.
No, he
I'd
said
like
he's
to-
going to relapse on Tiger Thick whiskey. Yeah.
Just don't call it a relapse, though. Like, that's the only-
It's 2021 tour is called The Relapse with Chappelle.
Yeah,
the
relapse
fact,
tour.
I'll say that the fact that you haven't relapsed in like 7 years,
No.
the fact I'm not trying to downplay it. Please,
No.
everybody come
No,
in.
I think this is important information to know because you know what? I think, especially when it comes to people that don't want to drink, there's so much pressure and that fear of like there's times where I'll have nightmares about drinking. I'll wake up and I'm like, what the fuck did I do it? Did I do it?
Yeah.
But like, I mean,
That's a good
to
dream.
take that kind of pressure off of people. You know what I mean? Shut your ass up.
Nightmare. What kind of nightmare is that?
And that's my goal. I think there's a lot of
Nightmare.
I think there's a lot of
fantastic.
I think there's a lot of stigma and fear around not understanding what alcoholism is.
And I think that's what it is
And
too.
the fact that you've done it and you quit so permanently at 7 years and haven't really been tempted, that's a good sign.
Don't get me wrong. Them first couple years, tough as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like a diet.
Yeah,
Once you
it
get
was-
past a few couple days, you're in cruise control.
Yeah, I'd say probably what? I think it's been like 7 years, probably the first 3 years. It was tough. You know how hard that is?
Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
fucking like, you know.
And a lot
you
of-
see that wild turkey bottle.
Does your girl drink at all?
Very rare. But like because not a lot of places carry wild turkey, like bars and stuff.
Yeah.
Some bars
Really?
don't like.
It should be a staple.
It's pretty popular.
I think it's
Yeah.
a staple.
But I don't
You're
think
hanging
it's
out
in
some
like
trash bars.
Wild
Turkey's pretty popular. Yeah.
I would
You're
go
hanging
to
out
some
some
trash
bullshit.
bars. But yeah, I think
Shout out
there
to
is
JT's out
I think
there.
there is like a thing to like help people to understand it.
Sure.
And that's what I agree with.
And
that.
I'd rather, I think there's a lot of stigma around everything: porn, sex, drugs,
Food.
Yeah, and I think, and I had these two doctors on, and they were doing in the middle of 2 studies with veterans that have issues, and there are a lot of issues in drinking and with veterans. And they dispelled a lot of misunderstanding around the concept of alcoholism. So it's something that I definitely don't want to be perceived as me trying to tempt you.
We don't push you to drink, but let's get going.
If you decide
This fucking guy.
We're not. I'm with him. No, I'm sorry. I didn't know what the
angel.
I didn't know what the message was. I'm trying to support him.
This reminds me of that Shapel sketch where like Barack Obama was saying something.
That's
clean,
Key and Peele.
and then or Key and Peele.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Chappelle, you said that by the way.
He's like, what he meant was.
Yeah. You have the Barack Obama straight edged, and I want to be politically correct, and I want to be careful.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck.
And he doesn't give a fuck.
That is an interesting take. Most people aren't aware of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beauty, and a lot of people do this full time for a living, and I do it for a job, and I drink every day, and so it's something that especially with kids, I don't want to be an alcoholic. So it's on my mind a lot, and I'll take breaks. And if you take a break and it's easy and you're not tempted, that's a good sign.
Yeah, 100%.
So
my liver hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, every day. I ride my bike and I'm like, my liver's sore. It's great. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you so much
thank you.
for doing this. I had a great time. I wish we could hang out more.
When's this drop?
This will drop probably a couple weeks next week. Yeah, we'll probably push William H. Macy's back a little bit.
Where me and Shapel and Malik will be in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Palm Beach, Florida. Palm Beach,
next
Florida,
week?
Improv. December 29th through January 2nd.
We'll drop it that week.
Yeah, get rid of this shitty New Year and bring it in with us, man.
Yeah, I think that's so 2 weeks from now, I think it's the 21st. So it's the third week, 3 weeks from now.
Real quick, before we go, I know you got these other celebrities coming in. You're very loose with the term celebrities. But
you're the best when you drink.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, I get loose. But do you do Elf on the Shelf with the kids?
So we did. And
it's the only way to keep them little fucks in line, man.
It backfired.
Yeah, my kid would do something like, dude, the elf's watching, bro.
It backfired. We put our 2 oldest, when they were about 7, we put Elf on a Shelf in there. They left it in the kitchen, and then when they were playing outside, we moved it to her bedroom and put a knife in his hand.
Oh my
joke.
God.
It was a joke. It seemed funny at the time.
Oh, wow, you fucked up.
So
They're terrified.
When she went to bed, the elf is in her bed with a knife.
Too much, man.
It backfired.
Oh, right? God,
It backfired.
Yeah, it was fun, but then we covered the elves in blood and we gave them knives.
Chop the head off.
It didn't go well. So we have not done it with the 2 little ones yet.
Oh, dude, in December, when Elf on the Shelf, I know my son's going to be good because he's crazy, right? I'll go, dude, the elf's watching, and he will shut it down. He will get in line because he knows he won't get any fucking presents if the elf is watching. You know?
One last thing before we go. Sometimes you'll tell stories about Tiger in Boston saying something that just is so cute, and I thought of you.
You son of a bitch, man.
Totally random. But my son, he's got this sing-songy kind of angel-like voice at 4 years old.
Yeah, I love it.
And he came in and he asked if our heads have skulls in them.
Love it.
And I thought of you immediately.
I love it.
Just the cuteness. He's like, "Mommy, does my head have
Yeah, I
skull
love
in
it.
it?"
Yeah.
And it's
does it?
It makes me. Yeah. You're like just trying to explain to a 4-year-old that there's something.
It's so
in it.
interesting,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like when they
so
ask
great.
like basic questions where you should
And it's
know.
pure.
It's pure,
The
but then
innocence
you
is
also
the
got to
best.
take a
Yeah.
second to think about it. Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, I'm so happy to see you, man.
Oh, I love you, man.
And I got to see the beast.
Yeah,
I got to see you pull
The
up in that
GT2 RS,
I
yeah.
heard you 2 blocks over. You showed up.
My kid will let all his friends know. My dad's the fastest car in the world.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're fucking right, dude.
All right, well, let's wrap up and
Love you
cheers.
guys,
All
man.
right,
Thank you.
cheers.
You're the best.
Cheers.
Balcone's first ever year-round bourbon was an inspiration. It all had to work together. A blend of carefully selected ingredients, Texas-sized pot stills, and creative people determined to find the absolute best way to usher a new whiskey along. when you discover how it pairs with a meaningful moment, suddenly the feeling of drinking great whiskey becomes a whole lot more.